Yeah, take your time to your bed. Family, friends, ma'am. I did not say that you're talking to your bed. Family, friends, ma'am. Welcome to Truth Heals 1111 with your girl Chloe, and we are back with another general predictive tarot card reading. Only take what readings in this reading what does not apply. Again, listen to the messages to see if this will resonate with you. At this time, I need you to have a clear thought and clear mind, and visualize if you were sitting across from me, I'm sitting across from you. And we are going to pull some tarot cards. I am going to use my intuition to help guide me when reading these cards. I did download two more readings. If the title, resonates with you, click on it, listen to the reading. If you rock with it, you rock with it. If you don't, find the reader or the reading that's going to fit you. It's a Monday, family friends. Ma'am, it's been a busy, hectic day. I started from 7 this morning and I'm still going. I don't know how much longer before I pass out, but I'm almost there. The deck that I'm going to be using is Tarot of Dreams. I am going to say currently, what do you think about? What are you dreaming about? What is your vision when it comes to the destination or the journey? We'll see. So landscape. Something about you landscaping. You may be dreaming or having a vision of like being stable, being like secure in your home, being stable, having abundance, having a life of a sense of freedom, being at peace and being happy, than where you're currently at now. For what I see here, a lot of you are currently, you're stable, you're working, you're doing your thing, you're rocking it. Um, but if something good was to come your way, you are open to an opportunity. If an opportunity is presented to you, you would be willing to take that chance. Let me see. Spencer, ma'am. Let me see what's going on in your energy. I see a dog. Why do I see a dog? Something about the relationship with your pet. Um, oh wow. The Six of Pentacles. Family, friends, start ma'am. Spirit wants you to be mindful of what you give to. This could be mentally, emotionally, financially, physically, spiritually, sexually. I have these Six of Pentacles here. This is seeing that everything you worked so hard for, right? But to remember to hold back and not give everything, but make sure that like when you give what you can and not just give up everything because of a sense of empathy or a sense of entitlement or anything like that. Spirit is asking you to take a look at what you've been giving to. Tell me the Six of Pentacles. I have the Eight of Wands in reverse. Well, to the Seven of Swords in reverse. Family, friends, sir, ma'am. When you give from the heart and you give abundantly. So like if things come to you in abundance, you like to be there for other people, places, and things. You want to be supportive, you want to assist, you want to be there. And with the Eight of Swords in reverse, it's like you don't expect anything in return. If someone does something good for you, then that's a blessing. But you don't expect anything in return, because you give from your heart. I have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups signifies that when you take a look at your past and how what you've experienced, what you've accumulated, the things in life that you have earned from putting in some form of action, some sort of you've taken action, because the Four Cups is like not looking back at the past and everything you poured into, but in this present moment to keep having an optimistic outlook on, you know what I'm saying, furthering yourself more. The Three of Swords means is that you've been doing it alone. Um, And this is almost like you are the type that had to pull a rabbit out of a hat kind of thing, to make things happen for you. You really didn't have anybody else to rely on but yourself. And when you relied on yourself, whether or not you prayed about it, but things seem to have worked in your favor, things come to you. And with the Four Cups, it's almost like in the past, you have accomplished getting through certain challenges and obstacles by being a blessed individual. But even then, you know, there's other actions or courses of actions you can take to be even a better blessing for yourself. And the Three of Swords is like, you have a certain way of doing things, your own certain method, your own style. And with this, the Three of Swords is like you may feel like people will not meet you at the level you need to be met at when it comes to personal success, personal gains, personal wins, in which you'd rather just do things alone. Now I have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles talks about the way you budget your money. You don't overspend, or the Four of Pentacles can talk about you actually taking a look at how you've been budgeting what you give. Queen of Cups. Trusting your intuition, having morals, having values, having a sense of structure. And when it comes to whatever you want to give to people, when you want to give it, how you want to give, you just feel like there's been a change in the wind to where you need to switch up some things in regards to something you've been giving to and how you've been giving to it. Show me the Four of Pentacles. The Lovers came out sideways. Something about a respect, something about like a mutual respect. Ace of Cups. You don't have like no love for something about a mutual respect. Almost like the way people, places, and things may see things from your own personal perspective. You are the type of person that's like having a change of mindset, and the way you've been doing things and how you've been doing it, or maybe even what you've been doing. You've changed your own perspective, and it's almost like forcing you. It's not forcing you, but you're just being guided to do something different because it just doesn't feel right anymore. I'm talking to a high priestess or a high priest. I'm speaking to a high priest or a high priestess or an intuitive person who is looking at things so differently right now when it comes to what you invest in, and what maybe what comes out of it. Um, you had the opportunity to experience a lot of emotional things in your life. And what I mean is it's almost like the negative things that have happened to you, you really take it personally. The reason why you take it personally is because the way you show up authentic, the way you show up as a valuable person, the way you show up as people, places, and things have to RSVP to sit at your table. You know what I mean? Um, it's the way you feel about yourself. And with the things that you poured into at one sort of time, gave you a different perspective. You have so many opportunities, like the cups are here, right? Which would be the emotions. But then whatever you fill in each one of these cups is what's going to run. I think for me, when you poured into that thing that had the venom in it, into where you were like bit, I think that stung you. Hmm. It still stings you. I mean, you're a healing man, a healing woman, but it's the action of the action that was taken that makes you feel stung. It's almost like the audacity, of who you are as an individual, and not for people, places, and things to have that same respect, not only for you but for themselves as well. I think for me, because once you've seen the sign of disrespect, it's like you lost all taste for a person, place, or thing that created the disrespect. Show me the Three of Swords. And I don't see that you were wrong. I don't see that you were wrong. I really don't. I really don't. I do see where you could have went back and forth. You were arguing with them, because it was, I mean, in some instances, it could have been some he say, she say stuff. But it was some form of action that was taken after something was done. You know what I mean? Instead of just nipping it in the bud, somebody here kept taking it further. And that's what egged on the issue because a person couldn't let it go. Mm. Ten of Wands to the Empress. Because people, places, and things see you the way that they see you, they feel like, because it's you, you would understand things from their perspective. And it's almost like to sympathize and coddle a person when they are wrong is definitely ignorance, right? But then they're going to call you ignorance when you call people, places, and things out on their ignorance. And again, as High Priestess Empress, with you being intuitive, And then as the Empress card, with you having the ground authority to see things from a higher perspective, to nurture that higher perspective, and to share that with other people that you encounter, that you feel like this is a valuable person to me. And I know I can be betrayed by this person, but I understand my intuition is guiding me, right? It's almost like, I don't know, there was a shift where I don't know if it was more 2, 3 people that shifted on you, maybe even more. It was people that just shifted their mindset about you. And for what? Because you didn't sympathize with how they thought, how they felt, what they believed. The Three of Pentacles in reverse to the Five of Cups. I don't know who this reading is for, but I'm telling you something about this type of energy, family, friends, ma'am. You don't play when it comes to you and whatever is in your life that you have this the emotional attachment of love connected to it. Like you don't play about it whatsoever. Don't play with your time, don't play with your energy, don't play with my family, don't play with my money. I'm not the person to be played with. And you are the type of person that stands firm in your own personal beliefs. And then for people to cross that boundary with you and to think that they're about to play with you is a no. You can even tell people, don't play with me. That's a no. And as well as you also use your spirituality as well. You know, when you pray, you have faith, you believe, you live, you may not have lived a life of full righteousness at one time. You made mistakes, but you were able to correct those mistakes. With some people it feels like even when there's a disagreement, they don't want to correct the mistakes, you know? Um, the tower. And then the consequences of a person, I don't know, a person's like not seeing their own behavior, not seeing their own thinking, not seeing the changes that need to be made. My family friends, sir, ma'am, I still work on like my defects of character, right? Let's say stubbornness, right? I'm definitely can be stubborn at times, right? And when I'm talking to like my father or somebody that I'm close to, right? I get stubborn because it's hard for me to see things from their perspective because it feels like they want me to conform. It feels like control. Um, the problem is the way that they were communicating with me. Instead of making it seem like they were controlling me, I would have been more open to a person, place, or thing giving me feedback about my character defect. But instead, they like force it, you know what I'm saying, to make me feel some type of way. When again, this is and to be stubborn, that's just me, right? I can work on being stubborn, but it's almost like how people can be quick to look at your defects, but then it's so hard for them to see their very own. Now, people you were once close to, people you had love for, people that you truly cared about, people, you know what I'm saying? You would have given the shirt off your back, people you would have been there with during the good times and the bad times. But again, people hold you to a certain standard, but then they don't even hold themselves to the same standard. then you gotta walk away. It's almost like the Six of Swords is like when you try to take a look from another person's perspective on how they think, how they feel, when they act, when they do something, right? You look at the level of maturity, the level of when a person may be experiencing when they're going through things in life, right? And then when it comes to you, right? The type of person you are as a solid person, right? Not saying that you don't make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes too, right? But these mistakes I learn from. These Six of Swords is understanding that um I think would change you change you that way you can be the example for other people to change. So when you change your mindset, you change your thoughts, you change your actions, and you're motivated to, you know, allow people to see how you live, you would feel like, it would be a great motivation for people to do what they need to do for themselves, right? Instead, because you think with the power and the authority of the divine in your life, you feel like people watch you out of envy, out of jealousy, or a sense of conformity. With the Six of Swords, this is like you having, or you could have had a lot of people in your ear. You had a lot of people talking about the certain situation that transpired. But the Six of Swords, the story changed each and every time. And you knew the truth from the beginning because you're the truth bearer. But you allowed to listen to these different scenarios being played out while you knew the whole truth. So basically, you stood back and listened and let a person put their own foot in their mouth trying to tell you something about you. What? Okay. Six of Swords. You had somebody calling you, disrespecting you. You was on types of B's and H's, weren't you? Yes, you were. The Nine of Wands. Yes, you were. Feeling friends, sir, ma'am. You was on types of B's and H's, but you had to defend yourself because, first of all, who were you to be calling me a B or an H? Your mama, your dad. You know what I'm saying? Like you were very defensive when it comes to the disrespect of your name and your character and your beliefs and how you live. When things are going accordingly, they're going righteously, they are going in with integrity. You work hard, you play harder, and you do what sustains you, the world. To the 10 of Wands. Um, something about you leaving ignorant people behind. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You are leaving ignorant people behind. You tried. You said we tried, and it feels like you're not getting anywhere because you tried. You could. Okay, I don't know who I can channel all day through the cards. What can happen? What may happen? But if you don't have the comprehension to understand what I am reading, then how are you going to make the necessary change that is going to be needed when you encounter this situation? Wake up, smell the coffee, get it together. My people, my people, get it together. I'm giving you the reading. If you are comprehending that this may be your past, present, or near future, and you're not understanding that this can happen to you, and you can make a better decision when it comes to a judgment call. This is to help you. But if you're not understanding what I'm saying, then why are you watching me? Why are you looking at me? Why are you talking to me? Why are you listening to me? Why are you even breathing the same air I breathe? Or trying to, at least. Wow. I don't know who I'm talking to, Empress High Priestess, but I really like your style. I really like the energy that you give, because not only are you soft, but you're an authoritative too, standing on business and in with that softness about you. Not me. I'm gonna go gangster. I'm a Scorpio. This can be black or white, but I mean, I'm in my North Node. So I got that little air in my chart for my North Node, which means, like, yeah, I want to be logical. I want to be balanced. I want to be fair, right? But in this situation, how can you be fair with people that are unfair? And then when you are unfair to the people that are unfair, now they feel some sort of way. Yeah, I don't get it either. I try to understand, but I don't. And so I just let it go. Mm-hmm. Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles talks about all the resources that you had that you need to, like, the Four of the Ten of Cups would be completion, right? You came home to yourself. With the Ten of Pentacles, this is almost like you had the resources available to create the opportunity in your life that you want to create, trusting your intuition and standing with authority, but also having a softness about you. Yeah, look at that, the Page of Wands. This is like the Page of Wands is not looking back at the past, but taking a different outlook to the present and into the future. What action are you taking in the present today that's going to determine your future? The Wheel. The next life cycle, the number 4 could be significant. Mhm. So, family, friends, ma'am, I've been seeing 711 and 911. And so I looked in my psychology book, right? My psychology book states that when we see a synchronicity of numbers, right? We are training our brains to be able to spot these synchronicities of numbers, right? Psychologically, because we become in tune with our spirituality and with the frequency and with the time and things like that, we're not watching the clock, but we're checking the frequency. And I kept saying 711 and 911. In which it does mean intuition, it does mean guidance, it does mean the ending to a new beginning to create the life that I want. But at the same time, I was questioning, why do I consistently see synchronicities, right? Have I trained my brain to be able to look down or see certain things at certain point in times, listening to my intuition, like really tapped in with who I am and trusting what my intuition is telling me. And again, I keep seeing these synchronicities, and the Wheel of Fortune would be the same situation. You and I, we have the gift of intuition, to where we our brain is going to pick up on our mind, our body, our soul. We're going to pick up the frequency, the energy of other people, places, and things. And it's so crazy, right? Because you question yourself, why do I feel like this if this is not my feeling? It again, it's the frequency. You are You're tapped in the spirit with your being in alignment with yourself. But it's a little bit more complex than that. It goes just a little bit further. You speak death to the rebirth. Mm-hmm. With the world to the death, you speak. You can speak to the dead, or you may speak for transformation. With the world and the death, you speak for transformity. Family Friend Sermon, the Empress in the High Speeds talks about transformation. Whether or not a person can share with you the way they transform and what people have been through. Again, what works for you may not work for me. What works for me may not work for you. But I will shine the light from my perspective because this is the route that I take, so that you may take the route that's going to work best for you. I just got a comment the other day about something I shared on a reading, and the person's email said something about God in it, but then she was like, she or he was like, called me like a big mouth, and that I talk a lot, and that I was gonna get shot or something like that, right? And it didn't offend me, it didn't scare me. But what I want to say is, I only shared from my own experience and what the cards are reading. So when I see things and when I experience things, I am going to speak it. The reason why is because for many years I kept my mouth shut about certain things which conflicted me internally, until the point to where I snapped. And now I just say what needs to be said. And whether or not a person can see it from my perspective or not, this is the way that I handled it. Doesn't mean you have to handle it like that, but you have the opportunity to choose the path you're going to take. Family Friend Sermon, this is for Empress High Priestess. This is the type of example you're trying to set for other people. It's like, take a path that's going to work for yourself. It's not about anybody else and how you feel or the actions, the course. But again, if you want to transform, you have to be not you, but if I'm to place myself, I'm only going to share from what I know. And what I don't know, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. And so you may not speak on everything. That you don't speak. No, you don't speak on everything. And what do? You think about it. That you think about it. I'm on point with that. I'm on point. You think about it, right? Sometimes things are better left unsaid, right? So that way we don't want to cause any problems, right? Yeah. There's just some things internal and externally, Five of Pentacles in reverse. You're not broke, you're not looking for nothing, you're not hurting. So you don't rather just leave things alone. Page of Cups. To the Six of Wands. You're being seen, you're being celebrated. And with the Page of Cups, it's because the Page of Cups is like, you go after what your heart desires, and you're going to pursue everything your heart desires. The Emperor. Sitting in your power and authority, leading with integrity, leading with discipline, leading with structure, leading with morality, leading with values. And then the Emperor, it's like standing in that power and holding on to that power, not taking advantage of anybody, not abusing your power, not manipulating, not lying to anybody, not cheating anybody. But again, just because you fair doesn't mean that the next person is going to be fair. Mm. So you'd rather just hold back, and allow people to think or say or do what they're going to do, just as long as they just put respect on your name. Knight of Pentacles. You are focused on what you're passionate about, what drives you, what motivates you. What do you see as an opportunity? And then what do you see as a conflict? And that's going to be the best decision maker in regards to your life. What is going to be the blessing, or what is going to be the lesson? Justice. Balancing what's right now, doing what's right, being fair, helping other people if this is what you do, um, being the role model in your family, being the mother, being the father, getting out there, working hard for it, and living your best life. What did I say? Two of Pentacles. I just said that. But to the Knight of Wands in reverse. You are very careful about your desires, especially if it's just a thought. Say, like, you want to go and get your nails done and you have money and you have future responsibilities. You may just go get your nails done and spend that money for your nails, but you're not reckless with your money. You understand that there are going to be future financial responsibilities that may come your way, and if you don't need it, you're not going to buy it. Palace of Coins. This is like the Four of Wands and the Four of Pentacles and everything in between to hold this foundation together to make sure that you are creating the life that you want for yourself. Look what I said. Look. Mm. Now we have the Knight of Swords. You are very free spirited, free flowing, ever loving, ever giving when it comes to you. The Knight of Swords will speak about family, friends, ma'am. The Knight of Swords means like your truth, and everything you will fight for is the truth about who you are, what you've experienced, what has made you to be who you are today, and how you live. And when it comes to the Knight of Swords, you just can't come tell the Knight of Swords that he's on the horse and that he needs to get off the horse to ride a donkey because somebody's perspective says that horse is too big for you. The Knight of Swords is a person who conquers fears, who would be ready to take, having the willingness, the strength, and the action to fight for your own personal truth. The Knight of Swords and the King of Swords would be two different people because the King of Swords ain't really got to say too much. The Knight of Swords will at least give a warning shot. The Magician, a new beginning. The Magician talks about a new beginning. You have all the education, the wisdom, the resources, the experiences to create a new beginning for yourself. yet you still have the haters in the background hating on your Ten of Cups. The devil to the ten of Cups. The one question I am it behooves me, right? It's like I know I'm I have a father in heaven, and then I have a biological father, right? I have a mother in heaven and a biological mother. My problem is how do people watch other people's lives and think that they have some sort of father role or mother role, or people will watch and judge your life and what you do, but didn't raise you when you were growing up, wasn't there when you had certain special ceremonies and things like that, were there to celebrate your accomplishments, wasn't there when you were down and out or just in the mood. It's just so crazy how people can try to fit their way into the lives of other people and not understanding somebody's story first. The Eight of Pentacles. Throughout mankind, throughout time, even if we go into history, we look back at the history of what other people had to fight for. Black people, white people, LGBTQ people, Jewish people. As humans, we all bleed and we're all fighting for something. The problem is that the Eight of Coins, why people still fight for time, energy, money, superficiality, and especially family, friends, ma'am, in regards to the way you live your life. Why do people encounter you and try to cause warfare or problems in your life when you're already fighting for something? And family, friends, sir, we all bleed the same, which means we are all fighting for something. Why would we be fighting? Shouldn't we be trying to ease lesser of the two evils? Help me solve your problem so you can come in my life and help me solve mine, instead of us having to fight and go back and forth over fighting. Yeah, I don't even understand where this came from. Two of Wands. Fighting over a sense of authority. Mm. Fighting over divine masculine, divine feminine energy. You're not the divine feminine. You're not the divine masculine. You're not who you say you are. How can somebody tell you you're not who you say you are if they don't? Wow, this has been crazy. People don't believe you are who you say you are. Like, well, this is crazy. But then, if they don't believe you are who you say you are, then my question is, who do they think they believe you are? Oh, Lord. The Three of Life. This the Three of Life. You got yeah, no, I don't got time to entertain that. That's stupid. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. They talked about how you earned your success. Whether you're a man or a woman, people talk about how you earned your success and where you are at in life. Family, friends, sir, ma'am. Everything I have, everything I've been through, I had to do it alone. So again, I don't care what people, places, and things may think for me, because what I'm fighting for may be something that comes easy to you, and what you're fighting for may come easy to me, but we're never fighting for the same cause. I mean, we can be if we're on the same page of fighting for love and whatever idealism we're going to fight for. But again, everybody has a problem. I would don't have the time to make other people, places, and things something else I have to deal with. You know what I mean? The Queen of Pentacles to the Three of Life is like people are making you a problem, and they don't. First of all, they don't pay your bills. They don't put the roof over your head. They don't put the clothes on your back. So for a person to be speaking on another person and how they're living and don't do anything to bring you into then what are they really talking about? Um they're hurt because they're not a part of your life when your life is doing good. The Chariot to the Seven of Pentacles states that people rock with you on the same level when you're at that level. But when you succeed in life, people speak about you and remember you when you were at their level. And that's where they want to put you in. That's where they want to keep you. And friendly friends, I remember, I want to say that there's a thing called evolution. Ace of Swords. And my personal truth and clarity is not going to be your personal truth and clarity. My vision is not your vision. If we can see the same vision, then yes, we can work together. But if we don't see the same vision, then no, we can't rock like that. But again, I make peace with the situation and allow a person to deal with their own personal problems. And by staying in my own lane, I can focus on my own personal problems. And everybody's figuring things out. The Ace of Swords means you have some sort of truth and clarity in order to move forward in life. It's almost like you were having to face a certain demon in your life that you were going to have to battle. And with the Ace of Swords upright, in order to get to this new beginning, you were going to have to fight to defeat this demon by any means necessary. Whether you prayed, whether you did some healing work, you self-reflected, self-awareness. This Ace of Swords right here was like you were tapping into a higher source of thinking, of energy, of I can connect with you like you connect with me kind of thing. But the Ace of Swords is living in your own personal. I didn't say the truth of other people. I say your personal truth. While you were moving forward, you had other people in the background trying to alter and make it seem like you were on this certain path. That's crazy. Permit to the full. So you had to isolate yourself before you choked somebody out, right? Or before you took a course of action that you knew was going to come with consequences. You really had to isolate yourself and see things from a different perspective, in which you aren't taking this leap of faith. With the Fool here, the Fool in the picture, you see the Fool carrying a wand with a little bag connected to it, right? Now, that wand stands for the Ace of Wands because with the Fool, he's taken a leap of faith, holding that wand of desires with him, but connected to that desires was some baggage that the Fool was holding on to. The Hermit to the Fool is going to state that you really had to isolate yourself before you engaged into a particular action. But with the Fool upright, you still took a leap of faith, but yet you were still holding on to some form of baggage. Whatever that may be, I don't have time to tap into this baggage. But what I can see is what you did for it. And you don't throw what you did in a person's face, but I think you did something of the kindness of your heart, and a person went left with them. All right, family, friends, sir, ma'am. I was just guided to do this live. I just record videos. I love each and every one of you. Please check out Truth Heals 1111. If the cards may resonate with you, normally I just put the title with the cards that may come out. That way you don't have to just watch videos. You know, if it makes sense to you, then click on it, listen, take the message, and learn. But again, I don't see things, I'm open to seeing things from your perspective, and hopefully you'll be open to mine. But again, your strength is not going to be my weakness, and my my weakness is not going to be your strength. I love each and every one of you. Until the next time, check out the readings at Truth Heals 1111 at YouTube.